Hello there everybody, and welcome to this feature presentation on YouTube. I am King Mac, your hamburger pal. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to enjoy a hot fresh cheeseburger along with some delicious golden french fries, a tasty milkshake, and a nice soft drink. Also be sure to grab some hot buttery popcorn while you're at it as you enjoy this episode of TTBurger Game Reviews on YouTube.
Hello everybody! Welcome to the TTBurger Game Show! I'm your host Tony, as we continue with more TTBurger Game Reviews here on YouTube! And today we're talking about game show games for episode 287. This is part 1 of 5 parts, where we look at game show games based on shows like Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, The Weakest Link, and Family Feud. And because there are multiple games for each game show here, certain parts of this review will have multiple games reviewed in certain parts, like Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. We're going to start things off here with a game show that I grew up with, and it was been around since way before I was born. We're going to look at Jeopardy, starting off here. First off, we're going to look at Jeopardy, and then, after that, we're going to look at Jeopardy 2nd Edition, and then finally, Jeopardy, the 3rd edition on the PlayStation 2. All in one part here. Let's get started here with talking about some Jeopardy. I love Jeopardy. I watched it quite a bit with my family growing up at the dinner table when the news came on, and wondered how those people knew some of those questions. I did not know the answer to a lot of them. The Daily Temple was always my favorite part. I remember also liking Rock and Roll Jeopardy on VH1, which was probably my favorite type of Jeopardy because I loved music and everything. And seeing Late Algebra host the show was always memorable for me. And like I said about Rock and Roll Jeopardy, big music fan growing up here. But Jeopardy the game, well, I had some fun with it, but all those tough questions and answers really affected the fun. It feels more like work than playing a game. Sure, you have 2 modes to play. After these modes, normal game and speed game, you have not much else to do. If you're a hardcore Jeopardy fan, you will enjoy it for hours, but after one round of each mode, you just turn the system off and play another game. Jeopardy plays like the TV show. You match up with 2 computer players, or split to 3 players. Answer the questions correctly. Get the most money. After 2 rounds, you do Final Jeopardy. Whoever gets the most money wins! And you win nothing because it's just a game. And in gameplay, it does that where you are yourself answering the questions better. Well, it gets boring. Sure, you have lots of questions, like about 4,000 questions or so, that change each time. And Alex Trebek, seeing him in the disc, is awesome. But it boils down to the fact that this is for people who love game shows and want to play them on the PlayStation and nothing more. Graphics look okay, but kind of lazily done. You do not see any of the characters on screen except for the FMVs of Alex Trebek and the opening and stuff. I mean, was it that hard to create player models? What are you, a ghost? Versus the other ghost? What is this, Ghost Jeopardy? There are pauses like the sound is taken from the show. All here in the show, and Alex Trebek does what he did. Hosts the show and uses his comedic marks. He was a great host for sure. And you hear the Jeopardy theme song, which is cool. You answer the questions, and there are a lot of them. But after a while, the questions repeat. You have to play a lot of Jeopardy to get all the questions. And a lot of the questions are really, really hard. This game thinks you're a genius or the smartest person in the world to throw these fucking insane questions at you. Some of the characters are impossible if you do not know anything like politics or sports or certain movies or etc. Some can be easy if you know that topic. To answer the questions, you use the D-pad to spell the words manually. Answers are very strict. If you put the whole name of a person or the middle name or so, even if it's close to being right, it will still count as wrong. If you put an extra word or not enough words in your answer, it's also wrong, which is very picky. Like, what the fuck? Why does this need to be that picky? Just give me the fucking correct answer if it's close enough. Jeez! And the spelling's be correct too. This is ridiculous. This makes you feel like you're in a spelling bee instead of Jeopardy, like it should not be this strict. You also have a time limit as well, so you need to be quick. So if you need to think of the answer, do not think very long. After a normal game, speaking, you're playing by yourself, answer the questions. You can pass that. This is pointless. Why do I want to play just by myself in the single player of Subway Chef's Lunch Shack when you have no one else to play? That's what it's like. And you know, playing by yourself gets repetitive. At least I can give the credit for multiplayer, because I can imagine there was no multiplayer, it'd be fucking awful! Worse it is! That's all I gotta say about Jeopardy for the PlayStation. Is what do you expect from a game based on a TV show? Final thoughts. I give it a 5.5 out of 10.
That's right.
The best score I can give it. I only recommend to people who are fans of Jeopardy.
Alright, pick again.
And now, next up, we're gonna take a look at Jeopardy 2nd Edition for the PlayStation, released on September 28th, 2000! Back when I was in 6th grade, and now the 2nd Edition or sequel is somewhat supposed to improve with certain elements. If you had the first Jeopardy, just stick with that. There's not much to say here. It's improved a little bit. This is just a new version of the first game with Jeopardy, with new graphics inside of the stages, more FMV scenes with the late Alex Trebek, and some behind the scenes videos and a couple more new modes. That's your package right there. You have normal game and speed and solo speed game and stuff, which is by yourself, and you have the tournament champs. You have to play 5 games with the tougher questions. Then there's the sample contestant exam. You know where contestants take the exam and pass and get on the show? Well, now you can do that here. Why do I want to do that? Why do I want to take a test in a video game? This isn't fun. It's work. I'm not in school. You mean, why do you play games to take tests? And whether you pass it or not, the same thing happens, which is nothing. You have to get 35 out of 50 questions right to pass, and you will not know which ones are right or wrong, so basically it's just a guessing game, like asking the audience on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And extras with the interviews of the people who work behind the scenes are interesting, seeing the jokes and such, they can make you chuckle. Some improvements are made here where the computer opponents have voices now, and you're still going to see the contestants once again. And the opponents are tough this time, and some of the categories are almost impossible unless you know a lot about the set topic. And once again, they're strict with your answer, once again with the spelling and everything like that. So, just think very carefully here and don't waste too much time. But this is just a game for people who want more Jeopardy and went through all the some thousand questions last time. But in the end though, there are plenty of questions anyway in the first game, so I thought you would run out so quickly. All I can say about this game, a little better than the last time, but not by much. Jeopardy 2nd Edition gets a 6 out of 10. Yeah, short and simple does it. Now let's move on to Jeopardy for PlayStation 2. I call Jeopardy 3rd Edition. And this is released on the PlayStation 2. Better hardware and stuff. Well, it has better graphics, smoother controls. It's still the same fucking game with all the features from the second game except the behind the scenes videos from the last game. So basically people just play this one and retire the other 2, or just stick with the first PlayStation Jeopardy and call it a day or so. Same song and dance before, most of the questions answered with the win the most money and blah blah blah. Same as before, show was a little better with the graphics and everything. You're getting the same game at least 8 years before this was released. It was a little better with sure the questions are not as impossible as last time, but why buy the same game 3 times already? Oh wait a minute, that was me who did that. So I was the sucker there. The computer players have voices still, and the FMV scenes with late Alex Trebek are still here and look really good. I mean, the interface and menus look more realistic and stuff. The sample contestant exams here once again. I'm not a fan of it. It's boring, stupid. I don't want to take a fucking test in a video game. Still cannot create a contestant, which would have been cool, and you still have to be precise with your answers again. Normal game, solo game, tournament champions are all here once again. You had to win 5 games to lock them out, and blah blah blah. I thought you finished the game, which leads us to the score of a 6.5 out of 10. It's the best Jeopardy game of these 3, but that's like comparing apples to oranges there. Now let's turn to our TTBurger pros and cons chart for all 3 of the games combined. The pros here, you have fans of the show will get their money's worth. Alex Trebek is in the game here, and it's good to see those memories of him when he's hosting. The FMV scenes with the late Alex Trebek are great. Questions can be challenging and will require you to think on your feet. All the sound effects from the shows are in the game, and it can be fun to have Jeopardy in the comfort of your home on a video game console. Now the cons, the TTBurger cons, all the games play the same with not much changes. The questions can be impossible depending on the topic. Not many modes to keep you occupied. Tournament champion mode is locked unless you win 5 games. The sample contestant exam is a waste of time. You cannot create a character or see your character or the computer contestants. And that's why, like, you know, if you can get your fix on Jeopardy, then I recommend these games, but only for people who are hardcore fans. But that's it for this part of my game show games review. We're gonna look at Wheel of Fortune next, you know, with Pat Sajak and Vanna White with spinning the wheel and stuff like that, but I'm sure everyone knows about and stuff. And we're gonna look at 3 games next to that part: Wheel of Fortune 2nd Edition, and Wheel of Fortune on the PlayStation 2. And let's hope these are better. That's all I gotta say. This is Tony, peace out every day, and stay tuned. We'll continue the TTBurger Game Show after this. Take care, everybody.
In my head, and I ask myself to please stop. Take a breath, need to get all of these deep thoughts out my head, yeah.